loves you, Brian. Zach said he loves you. Okay, I'm going to pray us in, and then there's going to be a little quietness because that will start. Remember this, so this is being filmed. Pastor Mo is going to watch this tonight because this is an important topic that we're talking about. But before, I'm already started. Okay, so I'm going to pray us in. Dear Lord, we thank you for today. We thank you for the rain because we need it, for life to grow outside. We just ask that you open our hearts and our ears to what you want to teach us tonight, Lord. And with this, amen. Okay, so topic night. I gave you a piece of paper. I would like you to write down 3 topics you want to talk about at topic night. Now, here's the thing. We play this safe. You don't have to play this safe. If you want to talk about abortion, if you want to talk about eating disorder, body image, drugs, sex, whatever it is, put those as your top 3 things. And we're going to look at some of those in the weeks to come. Because here's the thing. If you can't talk about these topics in this building, in this group, where can you actually talk about it? These are things we shouldn't shy from. Just because they're worldly, that doesn't mean we don't need to talk about them. So go ahead, write those 3 things down, and then you can pass them all back to Kyla. So once you've done that, who has the church app? Who has the church app? Okay. If you do not have the church app, you need to download it today. We're doing this because this is how we're going to start communicating through Summit. So you're going to go to locchurch.com. Can everyone, if you don't have the church app, you're going to go to locchurch.com. I'm going to share my screen just to one. Okay. Okay. When you're at LSC Church, you see those 3 buttons up here. You're going to click on those. You're going to scroll to Church Center. Here you'll enter your phone number in, and it'll walk you through setting up. If you already have that, the next step we're doing tonight is you are going to go to, so everyone open up your church app, Church Center, okay? You are going to hit More, okay? When you're in More, there's a thing called Groups. Does everyone see Groups? You're going to click on Groups, and you're going to find a group. So you're going to hit Youth Ministry. Do you then see Summer Jam or Summit? When you click on Youth Ministry, you scroll down a little. Click on Summit. You're going to view the group. And that should add you in. Does it say join on yours? Join the group. And then once you're in there, okay, back out. Jack, your mom, and you can set it up later. When you're out of that, you're going to back out and go to More. Sorry. And then you're going to go into that group. Okay. So click on the Summit group. And then you're going to click Members. And when you see your name, you're going to edit visible info. Okay? So like Aiden Homer is on there, and his cell phone and his dad's email is on there. So you need to click one or both of those, email and cell phone. So then we have a way to connect. So each week I can also send messages through this, so you'll get a notification like if it's good weather and we're going to play outside, I'll maybe send like, don't forget to wear gym shoes, okay? So That's simple. Everyone have that? If not, we can work on it right after tonight. This is not an option. Like, we're going to go gung-ho with the app. We're going to be using this to communicate. We'll still use Snapchat. I'll still text, stuff like that. But this will be, like, the summit calendar will come up, so you'll be able to see the lesson and stuff like that ahead of time. So over the next week or so, more things will be added to that thing. So tonight, we're going to talk about something. What I want you to know about Summit is that this is a sacred place for you guys. This is a place for everyone. There's no discrimination. That means new people who come in, people who are shy, some people who have social anxiety, or people who've been away for a while. We want this space to feel safe and welcoming for everyone, right? How many of you feel welcome here? All of you, pretty much. So we want to do that for others when they come here. So who would like to write? Jack, you got a good handwriting? All right, Jack. Lindsay is going to have the microphone so then we can speak into that. So here you go. Jack, come up. Jack, take that off. You're going to be on camera. Okay, so here's the question. What are some differences between the two things? Huh? Okay, that way or no? Okay, what are, let's go with serving first. What does serving look like? How many of you have served before? All of you. So what does serving look like? Yes, Lindsay.
Helping those who need your assistance.
Helping those in need. Okay, what else? Serving. Okay, Maya. You're a lefty?
Giving time.
Oh. What?
Giving time.
Giving time. Okay. Yeah, next one. Giving time.
Giving without expecting anything back.
Okay. So giving time, giving without expectation. Giving without expectations. Viv has.
Doing something out of a want to do it, not a duty.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Like doing something because you want to do it, you want to help others, and not you feel like it's your duty, like your
Okay.
job to do this.
So wanting to help, not your job to do it. Yeah.
Well, I would say help doing something doing something for like the betterment of someone else without expecting something back.
I think giving without expectations fits under that too, Alex. Yeah. So doing something. What else we got? Anything else with serving? All right. So now we're going to go to hospitality. What do you think hospitality is? Anyone ever heard of that word before? Okay, Vivian.
It's like just being polite and kind of doing something out of a want to make people come back, but like less so to help them, just so that they give like a good rating on the hotel.
Okay, so less than help, but more as in like.
Like me, please, pretty please.
Pleasing?
Like me.
So, okay. So she said doing something out of want, but not necessarily. Try to say it again.
That's a great question. I don't really know how to phrase it, but like you're doing something because you feel like you have to. Like you feel
Okay.
like it's kinda
Okay, so it's feeling like you have to.
Doing something to make when you're serving to makes like.
You got to be louder on the mic.
Oh, sorry about that. When you're serving, trying to make people comfortable.
Okay, comfortable. That's a good word. I think that's what you were maybe going for too. Okay.
Being welcoming.
Being welcoming. Anyone else? Okay, thank you. Okay, of these two, which is more important? Good job, Jack. Both. Right? So here's a way to kind of break it down. Serving is what you do for someone. Hospitality is how you make someone feel. We are called to do both. Okay? There are many stories in the Bible that talk about us serving others, but there are also a lot of stories where God speaks into the importance of showing hospitality to others, especially strangers or people who are foreign, or people who are more vulnerable because they don't know anyone, or maybe they don't have the family or connections. Connections is the key here. Now here's the thing. This can be scary to do when it comes to your place or if you're alone. How many of you guys have ever walked in a room somewhere and you didn't know anyone? Okay, how did it make you feel? Sorry. Jackson, take the slide off and show people on the screen.
Nervous.
Nervous. Made you feel nervous.
Thank you, Jack. I felt like I was unable to talk to anyone. Like you couldn't talk.
So, what's a way to describe that? Shy? Shy? Okay. What else? How have you felt when you walked in a room and you didn't know anyone?
Unwelcomed.
Unwelcomed, okay.
Excluded.
Excluded.
Uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable. Okay, so we're going to talk about how we can help people feel welcome and cared when they come to Summit, especially when they're new or don't have a connection here. How many of you have at least one friend in this room? Okay, right? Now, there are times people walk through those doors and they don't know anyone, or maybe their friend has invited them and their friend didn't get here yet, or there's people who have come back after a while and they don't feel connected. So we're going to take a look at some verses here. These are just some verses that have in the Bible that kind of talk about hospitality. One thing, 1 Peter 1:4 through 9. Showing hospitality to one another without grumbling. What does that mean? Without grumbling. How does that look like? Jack and I. Without grumbling.
It's pretty much you're being forced to be hospitable, and to show hospitality as if someone's like forcing you upon to do it, instead of you actually.
But no. So it says show hospitality without grumbling. So what? Okay, first of all, what's grumbling? Annika. Okay. Okay.
So I don't actually know what it means, but I was gonna assume to do it without complaining.
Yeah, without complaining. Now, how many of you have ever been told by me to go talk to someone in a room here? A lot of you. And what is your first reaction? Ugh. What do you think means? Grumbling. The Lord does not call us to do that. I don't tell you to go talk to someone because I want to make you uncomfortable. I want to make that person comfortable. Sometimes the Lord calls us to be uncomfortable in our life so we can make others feel more comfortable. And especially when we have a place that we love. And I know you guys love Summit because you show up week after week. when you have homework, when you have sports, you have jobs, you still come, and I love that about you. Each week, no matter if it's 8 students or 30, I love the fact that you are dedicated and come here. So that shows that this is your place. And so there are times where me or a leader is going to be like, I need you to go talk to this person. And we're going to need you to do it without throwing a fit. Another one I want you to just focus on. When a stranger resides among you, do not mistreat them. Strangers can mean lots of different things here, right? If someone walks through those doors and they've never been here, let's use Kaylin as an example. Kaylin all of a sudden started showing up here when she was maybe sophomore, freshman. Sophomore girl to just walk through those doors. That's a huge thing, right? And now Kaylin is more of a regular person that attends. But there are times when there are strangers that come in, they don't know anyone. And those are the times that we are called to come alongside of them. Hospitality is not something we are just born with. It's something we have to work towards, right? My mom, great hostess. Me, horrible, right? The other day, I realized after I'd been out of the hospital, Becca and Jessica came to my house, drove me my car. They drove 45 minutes to my house to bring me my car. I didn't offer them a drink. And they sat in my house for like an hour and a half. And then they left, and I was like, I'm so stupid. It's something we have to work towards. And it's something we need to practice each day. So what are some stories in the Bible that we see hospitality? Some of the stories we've known about. Who went on 2 years ago's mission trip? You should know one. The Good Samaritan, right? Literally, what happens in the Good Samaritan story? Alex is going to explain it.
A guy.
You got to talk about it. It's on video.
Sorry guys. That's on me. So pretty much some guy gets like beaten up pretty badly, and he's a Jew, and three high-ranking Jewish people all walk past him, and then there's a Samaritan, and they don't get along with the Jews very well. But Samaritan, seeing this, like helps him out still, and like is like a great stand-up guy.
Right? Here's 2 religious leaders that don't do anything to help this man who's beaten on the side of the road. And then a Samaritan who they viewed as like the lowest of lows comes by and helps. All right, some other hospitality stories in the Bible. Yeah, you got one?
There was the girl at the well, and I think she cheated on her husband, and everyone was gonna like stone her, and Jesus was like, "No, guys, don't do that. It's wrong."
Yeah, the Good Samaritan, another Samaritan, right? Apparently, those are the best people in the Bible, right? The woman at the well who had 5 husbands, right? And Jesus sat next to her and gave her time. Jesus showed hospitality to that woman. Someone who felt worthless, right? She went to the well at night so no one would see her. Those are 2 great examples. Now, personal life. Where have you seen someone give hospitality to someone? I'm sure you've all seen it. So where are some examples in your personal life that you've seen it?
I would say Courtney on the mission trip, like the person who worked with like youth works, like she was just so hospitable, like when she made herself like chicken tenders at like midnight, like she could play Nine Square until like 2 in the morning. I don't know why we did that, but like
I don't know why you did that. Yeah, you were supposed to do that. Courtney's a great example, yes.
Gift giving?
Huh?
Gift giving?
Gift giving, yeah. Right? Where else? Any personal stories where you've seen hospitality? Yeah. Wait for the mic. I love Lindsay running around.
the older kids at Summit my freshman year who adopted me when I annoyed them endlessly day after day.
Now you're the older Summit kid.
Yeah, and Lindsay
Who
annoys
you need,
me.
and you adopted Lindsay now? Who
Yeah.
annoys you? Okay. JJ has an answer. And then Ben.
I just showed up at Alex's house one time, and then we watched Kung Fu Panda in his basement.
I would say Candy Neely is a very hospital woman. She is. Ben has.
When I came to Path in 7th grade, my leader was very nice to me when I was new to the group.
Yeah. Here's one. Gay Marie brings you guys snacks often. Like, right? She is a very hospital woman. So, next we're going to do a little interactive thing. So, there are going to be three students who are coming into Summit for the first time, okay? And I need 6 volunteers in total. So I need 2 and 2 and 2. I would like to mix 1 girl and 1 guy together each round. So, okay, Vivian, Vic, I need 1 more girl. Lindsay, and then I need an older boy. Okay, Scotty, Jack, and Matthew. Sorry, that's it. I'm sorry, that's what it is. Okay. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I want you 6 to go over there, and I want you to partner up, okay? Okay? You 6 to figure out who's the partners. And you guys are going to be the judges of them, right? The Lord says, don't judge unless Kim says judge. No, wait, that's not in the Bible. So my first student, if you'll go out and then come in. So who is going up first? You and who? Okay, you and Lindsay are in charge of, this is what your job is to do. What would you actually do if this student came in, okay? I don't want you to try to impress me. I want to know what you would actually do. So if I came over and I'm like, hey, actually Kim doesn't even tell you because Kim's in the hospital, right? Right? Kim's in the hospital dying, but she's alive now. First student, come on into Summit, right? You two are the I'm not the student. It's a birthday. We give them the mic. Take the mic over there. Because I don't think you can pick this up. It's okay. We'll try. Just, hold it.
So how's your day going? It's okay.
You okay? You sure? You seem sad. You sure? You can help.
What you looking at?
Okay. All right. Okay. Come back. Here we go. All right. So, yeah, hold that. Because you guys, what did the seasoned Summit student do well? Huh? What do you think they did well? That's not being well. What did they do well? They did do some things well, guys. What? They complimented the student. Okay, first of all, let's identify who Priscilla was. What kind of student was she? She was a shy student. So, we need to know how to act towards shy people. So, what did they do well? They complimented. What else we got? Yes, Maya. They acknowledged her. They went over. Yes, that's about the only thing they did well. Because here's the thing. If you're shy, Jack, you were funny though. Like, would you really ask someone who's shy, like, what are you looking at on your phone? Would any of you do that? No! Lindsay might. Okay, and as a shy person, how would you feel? Yeah. What are these nosy people? Okay, so here's the next question. What could have these seasoned Summit kids done better? Give him the mic. What could they have done better? It's hey, this is constructive criticism. Don't worry, guys.
This is kind of for Jack. I think she was okay, man. Like, I think they did keep asking, like, hey, are you okay? Are you sure you're okay? Are you super sure you're okay? Like, you've never met this person before, man. Like,
are you sure you're okay?
Are you sure you're okay? Are you okay?
Okay, yeah. Maybe they shouldn't have. Maya has an answer. Maybe they shouldn't have questioned so much why she was quiet.
Maya, are you okay?
I had the same answer. It was just a little less nice.
Okay. Glad you're not saying it. Jackson, please be showing the camera. Will.
Maybe be a little less awkward, like in the beginning, like.
Hold on, guys.
Like what this person did here. Maybe just like, at least try to not be as awkward next time.
Okay. Try to not be as awkward. Okay, what would you have done instead? Okay. Do you have some? What would you have done instead? Someone. Maya, you don't know? Annika has an answer.
Don't act awkward. Like, act like you're actually wanting to get to know them or be their friend. Like, don't, like, say things awkwardly or act like you don't want to be there.
Okay, exactly. Like, you walk into Summit for the first time, right? And you have kids coming up like, hey, we want to be excited about this place. How many of you love Summit? Yeah? You need to be, here's the thing. In a sense, we're selling the place we love to someone else. Right? So if we come with excitement, now, for a shy kid, we don't want to go over the top excited because they might be like, ugh, you know. But one thing also I think you could do differently is bring them into your group, okay? Especially a shy person. Because a lot of the times, they have a cell phone, which is the easiest thing to walk into a room, look around, and then just do this. Right? And we just got out of a season of COVID where that was acceptable because we had to stay distant, right? But now we're trying to bring it back into a family. Anyone else have anything of what they would do differently? Alex?
I would try to maybe find like a common hobby or interest with them so they can kind of talk and kind of like maybe make them cover show a little bit. Like, let's say I find like a video game we both like or a show, like maybe like the thing we both like.
Yeah. You know, it's okay to ask questions. Like, it's okay to ask questions of, what school do you go to? You know, stuff like that. Why do you have a knee brace on, Ryan? You know, things like that. All right, our second student is going to go out and come in. Who's our second group? Vivian and Matthew. Okay? Okay. So they're hanging out. They're hanging out. Yeah, you take the mic. So.
I don't know, man. What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
And our second student is going to come into Summit.
Yeah.
So where are you planning on going this summer?
College.
Oh, okay.
The student is entered, and you two have done nothing. Student is entered into it. Who thinks they've already messed up?
You want us to interrupt a conversation, a good conversation? Do you want to interrupt a good conversation?
No, it seems like they're having a lot of fun.
You want to come join us? Okay.
Things are getting personal.
Oh, that's
I would say me and her have a really good bond.
what's her name? What's her name?
Her name is Gay Marie.
Hi, Gay Marie.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you. So,
No.
okay. Have you made out with anybody? Have you made out with anybody yet? How are your grades? That's so mild. That's too mild.
Oh, okay. What? It's just a nice little interview. Okay. So that was nice. How are you doing in school? How are you doing in school? How are you doing in school?
I'm doing fine. So what about you? Like, do you have a lot of problems? Like, what are your problems? What are some like really? Yeah. What are some really big problems that you have?
Like, let's get deep.
All right, that's you. Time. Time. Okay, hold on. We got this. You guys come back over here. Give Lindsay the mic. All right. Can anyone guess what type of student Gay Marie is?
Extrovert.
Okay, hold on. What?
A clingy person.
Clingy. Anyone else? Yeah.
Extroverted.
Extroverted. What do you got?
I think that's kind of an insult at me. Actually, that was very much directed at me.
Maya has one too. Do not say what you were going to say.
Straightforward.
Straightforward. What were you?
Energetic.
Energetic. So Gay Marie was the no boundaries kid. No kidding, right, guys? No boundaries. So we have a kid who comes in and is like, do you like to drink alcohol? Right? Right? And then asking, and no boundaries, touching people nonstop, didn't stop shaking. So what did Vivian and Matthew do well? No, okay. Hold on. Okay.
They tried to change the conversation.
Hey.
They
Sorry.
changed the conversation when it was like uncomfortable.
Okay. Yeah. Vic had something too.
I mean, after like standing in the corner for like 5 minutes, they like finally went up and said like, "Hey, like who's your friend?" And like they started a conversation to meet the person.
Yes. Anything else, or should we move on to what did they do wrong? Yeah, Vic.
Going back to that standing in the corner.
Okay. What else? Yes, Jack.
They completely ignored the student, like for half the time.
Okay, Maya. You try. Don't worry.
They asked Ben what her name was.
Yeah,
not her.
that would crack me up. They didn't ask her name. They were like, "What's her name?" To Ben. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. Yes.
Matthew never just like tried to let go or anything. He just
Matthew
let her
allowed
keep
himself.
going.
Matthew allowed himself to just be shook. Okay.
They did not set boundaries.
They didn't set boundaries. Yes, Alex, that's a good point. They did not set boundaries.
Do that.
Right? So here's the thing. So I want Summit to be a real place for you. But at the same time, right, like if someone's asking you, do you like to drink alcohol here? This is probably not the place, right? Not the place. But and here's the thing. Sometimes here's something that you're going to find interesting. So how many of you, like when a new, besides you, how many of you besides, when a new person comes in and they're dropping F-bombs, how many of you are like, who thinks that way? Any of you? A couple of you. Yet, you go outside these doors and you drop the same F-bomb. What does it matter that it's in this building? No, she says, swear to God. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. We, especially with people that don't believe in Christ, right? They may not believe in Christ yet. We can't expect them to act the same way we would here, you know? And so you can at times just say, hey, like, we try not to, like, say those words as much, you know? So, do you have something to say, or are you just correcting? Okay, no worries. That's sometimes comfortable. Anyone ever lay on the couch and do that, right? So here's the thing. Setting boundaries, Alex, is a great thing they could have done better. And it's something you guys can all do, okay? So what would you have done in that situation? Because it's hard to be in it. We saw what you did. But no, okay. Go.
Cry and hide in a corner because, goodness, that's terrifying.
It's terrifying. Okay, hold on. Someone like extroverted or without boundaries is terrifying?
Because, like, who knows what they're going to do? They may just be like, I'll kill your family within, like, the first 5 minutes of meeting you. Like, you don't know what they're going to do. They have no boundaries. They're going to do whatever they want. And also, like, they talk.
Yeah. Who's afraid of someone that doesn't have boundaries? Right? Because especially if who has social anxiety? A little bit, right? If you have social anxiety, a person without boundaries is terrifying. I get it. And so that's why, here's the thing. Why do you think I asked 2 people to do this? So you could have help. What else? What?
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Teamwork makes the dream work. If I asked one of you to go over to a new person, that is way more terrifying than if 2 or 3 of you go. Now, you don't want to take 5 people because that's going to terrify the new person or the person who hasn't been here. That's why we need to draw the people into our group here, right? It's simple, you know. We have students each week that come and sit on their phone or sit off to the side. Simple. Just go pull them in. That's it. Anyone else have anything they would do better or differently? Sorry, not better. Differently. Well, no boundaries. No boundaries.
Be quiet.
Alex.
I feel like they probably could have maybe involved themselves in the conversation, but not involved themselves better, but like kind of joined the conversation a little bit better, and not just like stood there like for like 5 minutes. Like I think it was just like, imagine like just a new person, you see people kind of walk up, say a word like, "Hey, what's your friend's name?" and just stand there kind of shaking your hand for 5 minutes.
And I want you to know, all 6 of you, this is terrifying to have to do. Like, so there's, like, in reality, all of us would mess up and do things differently, right? Some people probably would have stood here for longer. So, like, no hate on what you're doing. We're trying to just work on how we're going to fix things. So, 3rd student is going to exit and come in. Who's up? Okay, Marie.
This is easy.
Yeah.
No. Okay, wait a minute. So it's really as simple as just going up to the person that's sitting by themselves and saying, "Hey, why don't you come join us?" That's it. How hard is that? That's
I thought I just said that.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. New student has entered. Take the mic with you.
Hey, I'm Vic.
How's your day?
Why just fine? Why just fine? What school did you go to?
Who's your favorite teacher? Okay.
Do you have a favorite subject? Do you have any hobbies? Ooh, what kind of music? Do you have like a favorite artist? No? Okay.
What?
Okay, laughing does not count as something they did wrong. Okay?
Do you listen a girl in red.
What did she just say? Gorilla?
No. Arctic monkeys. What about like Deftones? Necklace?
What did you just say? And scene. Okay. All right. What kind of student was Kyla? Annika. No, I said Annika.
She was the emo.
Annika.
Unlovable.
I feel like she's like the kid forced here by her parents.
So what would that make them?
Annoyed, not want to be here.
Okay. Another A word. Angry. Yeah, annoyed, angry,
Isolated.
isolated.
Distant, not caring.
Okay. Yeah, she was the angry kid, right? And here's the thing. There are times like we're all angry, right? And we come here. But we definitely, who knows like an angry person, right? They're just always angry. And here's the thing about people. What's the saying? Hurt people, hurt people. Okay, so what do they do well? Let's talk about that first. What do they do well? Alex.
Well, they kind of did what I said earlier, like kind of find like a common ground, like a hobby. They listen to bad music. Like that was like a hobby they had.
They ask questions. So they ask questions to get answers. Yes. And then Annika.
I don't know if this is a good thing, but they still tried like talking to her. Even
They
though
what?
They still tried talking to her.
Yeah,
even though
they
she
didn't
was
give
like-
up for a while. They stood there.
I was going to say that.
Okay. Vivian.
They tried to see if they had anything in common.
Yeah. Okay. So what could they have done a little better? Yes. Myself, I could have done this better.
So like actually like I felt like really annoying when I just like kept nagging. So like maybe if I like pulling back a little and just like letting them have their space for a minute and maybe trying again like later.
Okay, so maybe you made the initial disc, step back, and then go back. Okay. You have one? Yeah.
Maybe like having another conversation with the other person you were with and then letting them when they're ready like join in if they have something to say.
You guys kind of they kind of act like they didn't want to be there, like kind of like they weren't enjoying the conversation, and like imagine just like being like kind of like I said earlier, like imagine being that new person that doesn't really want to be here, and you have two people come up and make a conversation, then act as they didn't want to be by you.
Okay. No, it's hard. It's a hard thing.
I feel like you could like try to like get them to join an activity or get them more involved in
Yeah.
something.
After the first person, neither of the next two, when I said you draw them into a group, said, hey, why don't you come with me? I gave you an answer the first round. That's something. Now, here's the thing. This is hard for us to do with role playing, right? Because it can make us laugh, stuff like that. But, in the last few months, who has noticed someone walk in this room who is shy? Okay. In the last few months, who has seen someone who has no boundaries? Not gamery, not just gamery, don't worry. Alex is like, I see myself in the mirror every day. Okay? All right, and who has seen someone angry? Even if it's someone who's been here, right? Okay. So when it comes to someone who's angry, they're going to try to push and stay in that shell. Do you know, though, it's harder, it's more work to be negative than it is to be happy. To stay angry actually takes a lot of work. And so when we have anyone who comes in, it's all about making them feel comfortable. I think it's easy for us to read people's body language, right? So we need to notice body. Now, that's true, Landon. Some people, it is hard for people to, who has a hard time reading body language? Okay. Yeah, it is hard. Some of us know. Some of us can tell what body language is. So if I'm sitting and you're talking to me and I'm like this, how do you think what do you feel? What? If I'm sitting like this and we're having a one-on-one conversation, how do you feel? No, yeah, how do you, if me and you are talking one-on-one and I'm just like this, I'm uninterested, right? This is like a closed, so if you don't understand social cues, that's okay. We're going to teach you one. This is kind of closed off. Now, there's times where we kind of chill, but when you feel or you see that whole body, it's like, okay, that person has something going on. So here's the thing. I love that you guys stayed there, right? Because we're not called to just be nice to nice people. We're not called to be nice to shy people. We're not there to care and be hospitable to just those types of people. It's to all people, and that's a hard situation. An angry person is hard, right? Because you're like, I'm doing nothing right, and they're still angry, and you just like, and they stayed, they tried their hardest. And so what I want you to know is that the easiest way is we need to be gentle with people, okay? And so if you are not good at reading body signals, maybe you team up with someone else who can help you with that. Because a lot of people in here can read cues. It's okay if you can't. That's just something some people aren't wired to notice, right? COVID didn't help that in any way either. So that's what tonight was about, is being hospitable. And what Summit is a place where we want not just you to love coming to, but others, right? And that's why we encourage you to bring friends, especially friends to events, right? Vic came, right? Vic all of a sudden started coming. Another person who walked through those doors and just kept doing it. Someone who didn't go through PATH. Kaylin didn't go through PATH either. It's hard when people walk through those doors and have no one, And that's why I love when you guys come early. Because if you're here early, that gives more people time when they walk, a lot of you come early and sit here and we talk. That's great, because then when someone comes through those doors, it's just not me as a leader being like, oh, hi, You guys are there. You guys are the face of this ministry. You are what makes this ministry go. And so all we need to keep doing is working towards this, because it's not easy. It's something we have to work at daily and weekly in here. And there are times we don't want to, right? There are times we want to grumble. But you know what? Christ calls us to not do that. If a man can carry a cross, beaten, and then die on it without grumbling, we should be able to go and talk to someone without grumbling. So we are going to end the live by Zach. Everyone say bye to Zach and Jenna. I think Jenna's
Bye,
watching.
Zach and Jenna.
All right. So we are going to split into small groups. I am going to leave because I'm still pretty weak from, almost dying, but it's okay. So I'm going to count you off, and then we're going to take a photo